Whoa. Inside the cabin, it's nice and warm, and I got all electricity. However, there's a blackout in most of New Brunswick right now because of that. On the morning of Monday, December 11th, a cold Arctic wind met a strong tropical air current over the Atlantic just south of the Maritimes. They didn't get along. A gale's blown in, a nasty one, and it seems to be getting worse, so a lot of areas are without power. How bad's it going to be? I don't know. It seems to just get worse and worse, but you don't have to take my word for it. Let me show you. Time to have a little fun. Here we go. Whoa! Oh yeah. It's pretty bad out here. Probably a bit of a storm surge. Look here, branches falling. But it didn't hit the cabin, which is a good thing. Wow. Wind and rain. It's a big gust right now. I'm gonna see if I can get down near the water. Oh. Okay, gotta be careful. I'm okay. It's really slippery. Water's pretty rough. More sheltered once I get into the trees. There's lots of branches down as well. Okay. Uh-oh. Have already fallen down. One right here. One over there as well. Oh. Streets are really bending right now. Look up. shelter! The winds keep getting worse. I think I need to get inside, or I'm going to get hit by flying debris. Would not be a good thing. Oh. This is the calm side. Although it's not really calm right now, at least I'm out of the wind. Oh boy. This is going to be a really scary storm. It already is. Up on the hill, I could see the deer wandering about. Some of them seemed a little bit skittish. Oh boy. Well, it's a lot quieter in here, that's for sure. I think I'm going to stay indoors. By nightfall, all was calm again. And even the stars came out to signal the storm's passing. Well, this is a little unusual. I wasn't expecting to be sleeping in the cabin again until like next spring. However, there's a blackout over large parts of New Brunswick right now, and the place that I usually stay has no power and it has no heat. So I grabbed a few veggies and some leftover rice and a packet of East Indian sauce, and I'm going to make a meal on the wood stove. It's warm in here and I have electricity. Kind of ironic, isn't it? It's my blackout meal. Well, I haven't really decided whether I want to sleep in the bedroom or out here on my couch. Because it is warm out here, but one thing I did do is I brought my winter sleeping bag out here from the bedroom because it was too cold. It needs to warm up, so if I do use the bedroom, it'll already be warm. I was still experimenting with heating the cabin using softwood, as I was trying to use only local deadwood and a few scraps for heat. The wood stove's getting hot, and I'm letting it get hotter. My strategy has changed. I'm trying to get the cabin as hot as I can before I go to bed. That way that heat's going to last. Right now it is 24 degrees Celsius, which is about 76 degrees Fahrenheit. It's t-shirt weather, and I'm actually still kind of sweating, so I don't think I'm going to get it too much hotter. There's nothing like relaxing by a bright warm fire on a cold winter's day. And with the stove intake adjusted for a secondary burn, the flames danced like ghosts in the night. My pillow and my sleeping bag are super warm, so why not go for it? Now this is where I should be sleeping, in a nice, warm, comfy bed. Good night. In the calm, cold air of sunrise, no birds sang, only the sound of distant power generators. Well, inside was slightly cool. I needed to find out what it was like outside. The outdoor temperature was minus 6.3 Celsius, or 20.7 degrees Fahrenheit. What a difference that made. I woke up this morning. It was not cold. It was above the 10 Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit mark. And out here it was even warmer. And I have enough, if I'm not mistaken, hot water. Yep, it's hot. That I can have a coffee. Oh, that's good. While scouting outdoors for damage, I only found a few fir trees that had fallen down but didn't do any harm. Down the road, however, was a big poplar that had taken down a line. It would be 3 days before those on-the-grid locals had power restored. Now, as for the storm, I think I got off pretty lucky. No trees fell on the cabin. There are a lot of broken branches all around, but that's no big deal. The only real casualty are these two trees here that are leaning over. They're gonna fall, so I'm gonna have to get them cut. I had noticed those tilted trees during the storm and wondered if they would fall on the neighbors' power lines. They didn't. Others had it worse, and if you listen in the background, you might hear a generator. That's because my neighbor didn't have any power, so he had to hook up his diesel, so he has electricity. I'm okay, I've got a solar generator, the sun's coming out, I should be fine. The next day, my friendly neighbor cut down those leaning firs, which gave me a little bit more firewood for next year. I was all ready to finish my video with that evening's peaceful sunset, signifying all is well and that I could now prepare for travel. However, when I heard a new weather alert, I knew it wasn't over yet. Well, it looks like everything is pretty well the same. It's not. Because this is actually a week to the day of that last big storm. And guess what? There's another one. And it's even worse. Hear that? And to make it even worse than that, it's going to peak not during the day, but at night. Again, the power is off. There's blackouts all through New Brunswick, and the winds keep getting stronger. It's going to be a long night. Branch has fallen. Now that was a week ago, and My plan was by now this video would be released and to my viewers. Unfortunately, with this new storm approaching, I put it off because I don't know what the ending is yet. That's part one, but now's part two, and I don't know how it ends. So you're just gonna have to hold on tight like I'm trying to do now. Wait, see what happens.
But it didn't hit the cabin.
Not yet, anyway. So here's my windy app. New Brunswick is right up there. It's not looking good at all. Well, I decided to bide my time and not listen to the wind because it's just making me nervous. I put out a blog, and I've had a lot of comments on it. Thanks for the update as we were watching the weather. Wonder how you were making out. Good luck and be safe from Barb and Doug. Thanks, Barb and Doug. I'm so far doing good, but it's only 8:15 and it's going to peak in an hour and a half. So hopefully I'm not peeking out from underneath a pile of rubble. Hopefully I'll do okay. It's not like I've never been in a storm before, ever. It's like I seem to always be in a storm. So I am kind of used to this thing. And apparently the gusts are up to 110 kilometers per hour, which is about 75 miles per hour. Now I know somebody in Florida is going to say, oh, that's just a slight breeze. Yeah, but I have big monster pines around here and trees are falling, and I'm in a little cabin, so it's not exactly the same, although hopefully there's no storm surges like you get out there. I'll do fine, I know I am, but right now it is making it a little tense. Is it as bad as Fiona was? Well, listen. See, that's the sound I remember from Fiona, and I don't know if it's as intense, but it does make you nervous, believe me. At least I am not in a little camper. I'm in a cabin instead, so that's a plus. Well, the rain's died down. It's mostly just wind, and a lot of wind. This is terrible. It's a big monster tree. It's blocking my driveway. I can't get out that way if I wanted to. A lot of the trees have already come down. I can't get out this side because another tree is falling down. Poplar is blocking the driveway. I gotta get the truck out of here. That one's gonna come down on it. The wind's coming and the rain. I'd say this is as close to a hurricane as I've been. Well, although the winds are still howling, I think the storm has peaked. I really hope it's peaked. And I've stopped feeding the wood stove. I'm not putting any more wood in it. I'm letting the fire go out because with so many trees falling all around the cabin, there's a good chance one is going to fall on the cabin, and I don't want to have a fire in here if that happens, because the whole place could go up in flames. And I've also talked to a neighbor, went over and said hello and let him know what's happening over here. He doesn't have any trees falling on his property. It's all the trees that are falling on mine. But if I have to, I'm ready. I've got a bag packed. I can go over there and stay with the neighbor. It's nice to have neighbors like that. I really appreciate it. There's only one more thing that I'd appreciate right now, and that's this, because it's been a rough night. Heineken. Good beer. Well, I'm getting the fire going again. The winds have died down. Listen, just a little bit, not too bad. It's 25 minutes to 12, midnight. I'm getting tired, and it's going to get colder, so yeah, I got to get the wood stove going again. Now, as far as what I'm going to burn, we talked about this extra flame last time and how it said 12 hours, but it was per pack. I think that was a little deceptive, but I got something else here. The Java log. And what I really like about these right off the bat is it says 4-hour fire per log, not per pack, per log. And it's made, and this is kind of cool, from recycled coffee grounds. So it's environmentally friendly, I guess. Let's forget about where those coffee grounds came from in the first place, right? But hey, it's recycling, good for me. And my fire's going out, so I better put a log in there. 4 hours is a good start. You know, I got a feeling I'm going to be getting up in the middle of the night anyway, so I think goes in with the wrapping in place. Let's get her in there. See what happens.
Although not a proper cooking stove, it did generate enough heat for nachos. I just wish I'd remembered salsa.
Finally, hitting the hay, or hitting the big warm sleeping bag anyway. It's almost right at midnight, and I'm charging my phone, got some water, got a big jar of nuts in case I need that. Pretty well got everything I need. However, I got a feeling in the morning I'm going to find out all the things I've lost. But I'm not going to let that bug me now. I'm going to relax, have a good night's sleep, and we'll just deal with it in the morning. Anyway, lights off.
That Java log did help, as it burned hot till 4 in the morning.
Well, it's after 8 o'clock. The sun's starting to come out, and I can't wait any longer. I need to see what's out there. Got my GoPro and another camera looking at me just to show you what I'm seeing. Here goes.
Oh my God. This is so bad. Oh, wow. Look at these trees. that's my front driveway. And not one tree, but there's 2 trees. Oh, wow. And there's my garden canoe. And my beautiful cedar has uprooted. I really like that tree. It was healthy, but the wind was too much. And my other entrance to the driveway, it's blocked by that cedar. And then there's another tree down here. I mean, look at this. My truck's okay. Nothing hit the cabin. Oh boy. I mean, I really love the trees here. I mean, that was part of the reason I love the cabin. The cabin didn't look very good at all. It was the trees. You can look down here. Oh no. Another cedar is gone. It's the one that I actually modified the deck so I could get around it, but it's history. I had a security camera on it, but it's not very good right now. Oh boy. I don't know how I'm going to clean up this mess. It's so bad. Let me just see if I can get up here and get around. Oh, the wires are down. There's another tree here. Oh boy. There's trees down all over the place. It's a mess. It's just so sad. It doesn't look like I'm going to get out traveling anytime soon. This is going to take a long time to clean up. Yeah, it's devastating. However, it could be worse. Because if you look at the cabin, it's in good shape. I mean, branches came down on the roof, but it's okay. I still have a cabin, and that's what counts.
As for the waterfront, none of those gorgeous shore trees went down in the storm. The roof is fine, and the chimney's intact. By either luck or by the higher powers that be, all trees fell away from the cabin and not on it. Although it'll take years to heal those scars on the landscape, that loss will provide opportunities for the new growth to prosper. And that magnificent cedar may have a second life as furniture.
Oh boy. It is a little overwhelming, but I'll get it cleaned out. I can't get out of here right now. Road's closed both ways.
There's about 100,000 people without power in New Brunswick. And yeah, I don't have a gas-powered chainsaw, and I don't think my electric one is going to cut it. So one thing I wish in my disaster preparedness, I'd picked up a gas-powered chainsaw. It's on the list now, but hopefully I can at least borrow one, because there's a lot of cutting to do. And yeah, it's going to delay my travels, but hey, that's okay. I've had challenges in the past. I'll get through this one as well. But stay tuned. I'm sure there's going to be updates. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my others as well.